Hi everyone, and welcome back. Sorry it's been so long since I've put out a video, but I've started work back at Boeing full time, and getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning has been rough. Yeah, especially when you're used to getting up at, I don't know, 10 o'clock. But that's good news. That means I'm working towards getting Geeky Villain open again. We've already started the basics. Last month or so, I've been trying to figure out which would be better. Save up as much money as I can and open it, or broaden our online sales, while at the same time paying, the money that I owe the state of Washington. And I think I've decided to do the online sales, try to broaden that. I've started to invest pretty heavily in TCG Player. Which has already started to get pretty good returns. Not amazing, but I'm making my money back. Also getting our online store back up and going. I've kind of let it languish the last, 6 months or so. It was never a big seller for us, never a big revenue source for us. But now that I have more free time, I don't have to worry as much about inventory, stuff like that. I'm going to start tweaking that some and trying to make that a pretty good revenue stream. Right now it's only got just a few War Machine Horde stuff on there, some very few Blood and Plunder stuff, but as time goes on I hope to expand what we offer on geekyvillain.com. But that's not what we're here for today. Today, super quick video. I've got chores to do. I was assigned chores. So this will be a pretty quick video, hopefully around the 10-minute mark. But I just wanted to start with why I wanted to start a game store. And pretty much it's because I thought I could do better than a lot of the other stores that was doing well around here. Not all of them. There are, like I keep saying, there's a lot of really good stores around here, but there's also a lot of stores that I felt could offer their customers more if they just gave an extra 10% more. You go, and I've mentioned this in a previous video, where you go in a store and you got 6 guys, 7 guys sitting around a table playing Magic, and no one acknowledges you. It's very frustrating, and I thought I could do better. I've always wanted to have some kind of geek store, even right after high school. After high school, I was super into building models, plastic model kits, mainly 1/48 scale military aviation, and then 1/35 scale military vehicles, tanks, stuff like that. And back then, this is the late 80s, early 90s, I thought it would be fun, I don't know is the right word, but I thought it'd be interesting to have a model store. Well, back then, the internet wasn't what it is now, and there weren't the resources at my fingertips. I didn't know how to get a business license back then. It was just so daunting. I didn't know how much money it would take. I didn't know. And it scared the crap out of me. Fast forward, I don't know, 25 years or so to 2016, I think it was. And I'm sitting in my office, and I hadn't thought about opening, a geek store in probably 15 years. Military, raising, having a kid, and then just life gets in the way. Well, cut to 2016, and I'm sitting in my office, probably playing War Thunder or some video game on my PC, and my wife comes in and she goes, do you think, she was interested in selling on Amazon. And my first thought was, Amazon? No one sells on Amazon. Amazon sells on Amazon. Amazon is its own thing. But after doing a little bit of research, I was like, holy crap, yeah, people sell on Amazon and they make money. So that was our first foray into thinking about business. And me being me, I kind of grabbed her idea and went running with it as fast and hard as I could. Out of that sprung her business, which is Trendy Kitten Boutique. She sells mainly on eBay now. Amazon was just too big of a pain, but that's a whole other story. But she sells mainly on eBay now, and it's still going, and she still gets sales very, very regularly, at least one sale a day. But from that, after about 4 months of doing that, I was like, I want to do this on my own. You know, I want my own thing. I want my own project. So, and that's where Geeky Villain came from. We started selling on eBay first. I never mess with Amazon, but we started selling on eBay first, selling pops and statues, fairly high-end statues. And we were doing really good doing that. I was happy with our progress. And the idea of opening a physical store really didn't hit me. I didn't really think about it until Boeing started offering voluntary layoffs. And what that means is every so often Boeing will, you know, if they start getting overstaffed in a certain job code, they'll offer voluntary layoffs to get rid of the people who, you know, have either been there 800 years or they want to do something else. And I was one of the guys who wanted to do something else. I wanted to open a business. So I figured if Boeing's going to pay me pretty good money to leave, then I can use that money to start a physical store. That was at the end of 2016. They were going to do the layoffs 2017, beginning of 2017. And I jumped on it. I said, you know, talked to my wife, and she said, yeah, if you want to be a moron, do it, do it. She backed me all the way. She pretty cool that way. But it was a huge risk. It was probably too much of a risk because we just bought a house. We had 2 car payments, 2 pretty big car payments. She was driving a brand new Mustang, and I was driving a Challenger that I had bought brand new in 2014. So it was stupid, but I think you kind of have to have that attitude of I'm going to risk it all if you're going to open a business. Something like this. Now, if you're just going to do an online store, there's no risk there at all. You buy when you have money, and you sell, and then you start just snowballing. You don't have to worry too much about, you know, taxes. You pay taxes, but you don't have to worry about, you know, having full inventory. But opening a physical store, there's a lot of risk involved. And we went ahead and did it. Let's see, I guess it was May. We found a place found a location for our store. This is May 2017. And April we started moving stuff in. We started cleaning up. It was pretty rough. I'll try to post a few pictures if I can find them of what it looked like. But yeah, and my layoff, April 21st, 2017 was my last day at Boeing. We worked through April, May, getting the store up and going, and then we officially opened June 1st. And we lost everything. We ended up losing the cars, we ended up losing our house, we had to file bankruptcy. Unless you already have $1 million in the bank or a few $100,000, this is really scary. You are risking it all, literally, almost everything, to follow your dream. Luckily, my wife, she has the same risk level that I do, so it wasn't a huge blow to us. It's like, all right, so we just pick ourselves up and move on, you know, if this fails. But yeah, the main reason I think, and to go back, one of the reasons I wanted to start my own business was because, like I said, I thought I could do it better. Plus, and a lot of people say this, I didn't want a boss. But come to find out, when you own a business, Everyone is your boss. Literally everyone is your boss, from the 10-year-old kids that come in to buy your product, to the tax man, to your landlord, to your supplier. Everyone controls what you can and can't do. Now, you take the variables given to you and you do the best you can. But for example, like our suppliers, if, say I wanted a bolt action model, have to talk to my supplier. Oh yeah, we're out of those. We should have them in. It's like, but I made promises, and well, we'll have them in 3 months. So right there, you're not your own boss. You will never be your own boss doing this until, I can't think of anyone who doesn't have a boss. But when you own a small business, especially something as customer-based as a small game store, everyone and their brother's dog is going to be your boss. You will have experts, air quotes, experts come into your store almost every day and tell you how you could be doing better. You should get this one product in and it will save your store. It will turn your store around. And at first I listened to those people. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should get in, pink hoodies with, I don't know, with Pink Panther on them or something, and I'll make millions off that. No, don't. You set a path and you follow that path while correcting course as you see. And that's pretty much what I did after the first few months. You listen to, now if 20 people come in saying they want, this product, then start carrying that product. But if one person comes in and says this one product will save your store, don't listen to them. Or listen to them, but just don't do a knee-jerk reaction. It's crazy. I was really thinking that, I won't have a boss again. I will be my own boss. But no, everyone's your boss. So if you want to open a game store thinking you'll be your own boss, no, just clean that thought from your head right now, because that's not going to happen. I had the city, I think it was city tax lady, came into our place. She didn't know it existed. She came in, she wanted to do a quick inventory on what she could tax. And she wanted to tax her floor. She thought we installed our floor. And I'm like, no, I didn't install my floor. I had to argue with this woman, and she was just doing her job to the best of her abilities. Nothing against her. But she was wanting to charge me tax on the floor that was already installed. That's how minute of an annoying... It's just annoying. So if you're going to open your own store, plan on stupid little stuff like that. The landlord, the landlord's your boss. He could come in and literally tell you, in a week, oh yeah, because of this, we have to replace an air conditioner unit. You have to pony up $1,500 to help replace this air conditioner unit, even though you won't ever use it. It's on another building. Stuff like that. It gets frustrating, but I miss it. I really do. I miss the people. I miss bringing in products. I miss, watching the kids be happy when they see new Pokemon stuff or we get a new plushie in. That's why you do it. That's why you do it. If you are planning on opening up a store because you want a place where you and your best friends can play games, don't open up a store. Too many of the stores already exist. Too many clubs already exist. If you think that you can give good service, if you think you can provide a clean, safe place for people to play where they feel comfortable, then by all means do it if you're willing to take the risk. And I'm glad I was. I'm glad I was able to take the risk. I'm glad I was mentally ready for it. You're not going to make money, not at least in the first 3 years. We were open for 2.5 years, and we were just starting to see pretty decent profits roll in before we had to close. So you're not going to get rich, but you will make a lot of people happy. You will provide, hopefully you will provide a service that is needed in your area. A lot of people don't like shopping online, which is great. A lot of people also don't like going into a store and feeling alienated. Be very, very inviting to everyone, besides the jerks. Screw the jerks, and you will get jerks. In the 2.5 years that I was open, I had to kick, well, I kicked 3 people out, and then I asked a group of D&D players if there was another place they could play. They weren't officially kicked out. They were more than welcome in my store, but they were just really annoying, really needy. And after a while, you want to try to help people out, but once you start feel like you're being used and they're not, you're there to make money. I mean, I'm sorry. This is a capitalist country. You open this place to make money. And if you're spending 90% of your time on this group that's only providing 5% of your daily, of that day's income, not overall income, but of that day's income, I'm sorry, it's not worth it. And sometimes you got to cut ties, And like I said, this group was more than welcome. They were for the most part good people. Just like a lot of bosses say, 90% of your time is taken up by 10% of your employees, and that's how I felt about this group. They were asking things that was way above and beyond what any store would be required to provide or expected to provide. They weren't kicked out though. They were just asked to find another place to play. But they of course took it as they were kicked out, and they were one of the groups that celebrated when I closed down, which is a shame because their friends still came to my store. And when something like that happens, when a store closes, like our store, where it's a lot of people's second home, you shouldn't celebrate, especially if your friends are going there, because now they don't have any place to call home. Unfortunately, they're going to find another place that they feel comfortable at, which is something that we did provide. I was open to everyone besides jerks, and that was one of the selling points of my store. So this video was meant to be just super quick. It kind of rambled on a little bit, but if you think you can provide a good service and you're willing to take the risk, then open a game store. That's what I did. Or any store, any business, changing shocks or selling yarn or whatever your passion is. If you're willing to take the risk, if you have the money to do it or the credit to do it, then do it. And don't regret not doing something. I've never regretted something I've done. I've always regretted stuff that I didn't do. And this was one of those things. I don't regret opening Geeky Villain. Of course not. I'm still trying to make it work. It was a learning experience. But yeah, thank you very much. Sorry this one kind of rambled on. Next video I do, which I don't know what I'm going to do it on, will be more coherent. But have a good one. Be safe out there. 6 feet, social distancing, do your thing. Of course, like, subscribe, all that other crap if you like what you hear. But thank you. Thank you for following me. And have a good one. Bye.